Hello, folks, and welcome back to the podcast. I'm your host, Joe 2 and Love. Here to talk on AEW Dynamite from last night, as well as some news regarding AEW for next year. It's a unique story to talk about, certainly, but yeah, got overall Dynamite leading up into All In, week and a half away. It's looking interesting as far as the card, and much better as opposed to last year. But we'll see. Dynamite overall last night, I will say, was much better than last week. I think we can definitely get that out of the way. The card was much better. Certainly. Now, yeah, interest level and stuff. Certainly develop some stuff on Wednesday, but we'll go over and we'll discuss. But nonetheless, guys, thank you all for joining me today on the podcast. If you're new, of course, subscription is over there in the bottom corner. You guys can hit that bell as well. But nonetheless, yeah, Dynamite was solid show last night, which we go over. So, So first, let's talk about the news regarding AEW for 2025, and particularly All In. So, we know All In Wembley 2024 is on the 25th. However, there's been speculations roaming around that AEW would be running a Texas stadium show in 2025. And it appears at a press conference today, we've gotten that confirmation. As next year, July 12th, 2025, All In will not be at Wembley, but it will be at Texas in Globe Life Field, which is the Texas Rangers Stadium, which they play. So, first of all, it makes sense July because, MLB All-Star break over the season. So, that works in and of itself. We got it'd be a few weeks after Forbidden Door, so you can build Forbidden Door and I guess All In at the same time. Plus, the way it seems, it'll give a good amount of length. Between if they're going to do All Out next year and Grand Slam, it will give a good amount of space in between the pay-per-views. And the capacity of Globe Life Field is a little north of 40K. And we know the capacity of Wembley is obviously over 80,000 and close to 90. Now, we know that AEW had 80,000 last year, a little over 80,000. And this year they're going to have over 40K, probably over 46,000. So I don't think it should be too much of an issue. But it's a great thing for AEW because they've not had a big stadium show in the United States yet. I mean, Arthur Ashe Stadium, that was what, 20,000? That was the biggest venue in the United States. Now come to Texas, and seems like it'll be a fun experience. We're all in July 12th. So yeah, good thing for AEW to be running Global Field next year, July 12th. And Tony Khan said, or I believe it was said, that 2026 they'll return to Wembley sometime. But yeah, next year, Texas Stadium, heck of a thing, and we'll see how it goes. Should be fun. So, let's talk Dynamite. So, we have Mercedes Moné for Hikaru Shida. Now, first of all, I can tell there are conflicting opinions about this match. Simply because, and understandable. Because it was a TBS title match. And at the end of the day, if there's a heavily criticism about AEW, is that they did not like doing non-title matches. They like eliminator matches and, title matches free round just to make things try to feel more epic. But non-title matches are okay. And they just don't do them a lot. This would have been fine had it been a non-title match, I think, in the eyes of people. But the reality is Hikaru Shida lost to Britt Baker at Blood and Guts. Now she's getting a TBS title match here. And obviously, the other kicker for people is one of your biggest matches you could do, and it's being thrown away on TV. So the match was solid between Mercedes and Hikaru Shida, leading up to basically a way to get Mercedes more action, wrestling, before match with Britt Baker at ON, which, again, first time match. It's definitely the biggest star-sided women's match they could do right now with the women's division. But obviously there's skepticism about the build and story. It's like, yes, they've been feuding, they've been attacking each other, they had some promos to start, but there's always those people that ask why. Why is this happening? Why is she going for this? I mean, at the end of the day, Britt just returned from her mini stroke and, back issues or herniated disc. And now she's back for the TBS Championship. I mean, she beat Shida at Blood and Guts, and I think that's been her only match since being back. So, and, I think with, so MJF was asked about the Britt Baker situation that, people have been discussing. I even, gave my thoughts. Nonetheless, it's a situation that was talked about. Probably blown out proportions a bit, but nonetheless, there's been talk about Britt Baker bunch as of late, and it's maybe that's another thing that's just like dwindling people's, interest quite a bit when it comes to this match. I mean, because Britt Baker, one of your biggest stars in AEW, returned, and there's just weird vibes going around. It's like just what you hear. I mean, could just be rumors, but it's out there. No matter how true it is. So, I'll just leave it at that. But Britt Baker won, Mercedes won with the help of Camille. Hikaru tried to fight off Camille and finish game. So Shida was on the outside. She tried to fight off Camille. Of course, Shida has her coveted kendo stick, and the ref was distracted by Mercedes with the kendo stick long enough for Camille to hit a big boot to Shida. Mercedes rolled her back in the ring, hit the Monet Maker, 1, 2, 3, and there we go. Mercedes Monet gets the win over Shida. So there you go. Afterwards, Britt Baker came down and, her music hit and Camille was lined up in the entrance and rampway expecting to meet Britt Baker, and then she looked to the ringside, and then, of course, a couple weeks ago, when Britt ambushed Monet, she was wearing a Sting mask. So there was another fan, supposedly, likely a plant, who distracted Camille. Camille took this fan out of the crowd and attacked him, thinking it was Britt again, but Britt came down from the back and the crowd area, attacked Mercedes, went to walk in the lockjaw, but Camille was there for the rescue, so there was that. And we're over for this match come All In. Wembley. Hangman Page versus Jay Lethal. Good match between two of the best, I'll be honest, I think people could also say, if this was the match for if Hangman vs. Jay Lethal was for All In, then I think people would be much down for that than Hangman versus Jeff Jarrett, because that's where it seems to be leading. I mean, there were two roads people were speculating for Hangman coming out blood and guts. It would either be Hangman versus Okada or Hangman versus Jeff Jarrett. Now, Okada is going to face Claudio. They had a little nice face-to-face last night. And they're going to face off for the Continental Championship next week, which should be fun. And you wonder, because Jon Moxley has taken a much-needed vacation, you wonder if Moxley and Claudio, or Moxley and Okada, is the next step. If that's for All In or All Out, whichever, but should be great. But yeah, with the way they've been set up with, Hangman attacking Jeff Jarrett, with Jeff Jarrett basically costing Hangman Page the Owen Hart Cup tournament, it does seem kind of a letdown, if we're being honest, for Hangman, because he's been, doing arguably the best work of his AEW run since returning, and you just wonder what's next. Because, we saw this match in the opening round of the All-In, and we may see it again. But Hangman vs. Jay Lethal, already a very good match between two of my favorites. And, this ultimately delivered. Hangman obviously won with devastating buckshot. And there's that. Hangman's expressions and, his demeanor and just how he is, it's just great. His mannerisms. Pac. So, interesting. So, as we gear closer to All In, it's interesting to note that the build for All Out has to be taken into account. So, this kind of thought. So, Pac obviously won that Global Fatal 4-Way match versus Kyle Fletcher, Claudio, and Ishii to earn a future shot at now the AEW American Championship. Now, they didn't say when, but a future shot. Now we know that Ospreay for MJF is the direction for Wembley. And Pac said he wants his Wembley moment after missing last year. Now he said that, he was pissed for Ospreay going behind his back and taking a shot at Wembley, but then he suggested that, fine, whoever wins at Wembley, he'll face 2 weeks later at All Out in the same place he beat Kenny Omega 5 years ago in Chicago. So, right away, that's very interesting. Pac versus whoever All Out, that's going to be a hell of a match. Now, question is, does Pac still wrestle at Wembley? That's certainly a thing. We'll see. Maybe an open challenge type of thing. I don't know. We'll see. I'm sure Tony will find something. Darby Allin, Jack Perry. This was not interrupted by a Taco Bell commercial this week. So, Darby Allin was talking about Jack Perry and talking about, how his heart's on it, how he's much more a part of AEW. He had good vignettes, how at the start where Jack Perry was signed over him originally by the Bucks, because he was friends with the Bucks, or still is, and he had to earn his spot. So Darby made his entrance, and he was on the stage before being attacked by Jack Perry, and they brawled all the way to the back. And there was one of those steel sliding doors, and Darby was being crushed, underneath one of those doors, and Jack Perry was about to shove a crate into Darby, to be more crushed, but luckily officials held back Jack Perry. And Jack Perry, again, say what you want, but Jack Perry, the way he's looked, the more he's looking a lot better since his return. That run in New Japan, very good and much needed for him. Because, with the way he looks, it's just much more better and much more organic as a heel now. So, even though Darby Allin was right there, crushed under a door, Jack Perry looked into the camera and announced, "I'm going to beat you at your own game. Challenge you to Wembley for a coffin match." Now, Darby Allin, last year at Wembley, of course, one of the matches of the night, teamed with Sting to wrestle Swerve and Christian Cage in a coffin match. Now, I will say it's been a while since we've seen one, so I don't mind it too much. So Darby Allin, Jack Perry, coffin match goes there. Mariah May, and then after Mina Shirakawa, good little vignettes and videos, I will say, of both of them. That's, I'll say. Orange Cassidy versus Roderick Strong versus Kyle O'Reilly. So, there will be a Casino Gauntlet match, and there's been rumors that Tony Khan's going to load this match up with big names to, the winner of this is going to get a future world title shot. Now, it's interesting because Darby Allin won the Royal Rampage, and he's going to get a world title shot at Grand Slam. So, I'm just curious. So the winner of this is going to get title shot at All Out. It certainly makes you curious, and plus, rumblings about names. Well, Hobbs, it's totally possible that Powerhouse Hobbs returns for this. It's totally possible we see Wardlow back. Totally possible we see Adam Cole, maybe? I don't know. Jay White, we haven't seen him in a bit, so possibilities are there. We'll see. But this was a fun match. Was I surprised about the outcome? No. But but I was still disappointed. I think a lot of people watching this match, love Roderick Strong and realize how sorely underutilized the Undisputed Kingdom have been used since their debut. And it sucks. But at the same time, we know Tony Khan loves Orange Cassidy. And he's not going to leave Orange Cassidy off the biggest show of the year. So, goes there. But, finish match came. Anyways, it was back and forth. Roddy had the big advantage and went for the end of Heartache on Kyle O'Reilly, but O'Reilly countered and looked for a Fujiwara armbar, and Orange Cassidy, who was on the mat, rolled up Kyle O'Reilly for the crucifix spin. 1, 2, 3. Orange Cassidy wins, and he'll be the number 1 entrant into the Casino Gauntlet match come Wembley. So there you go. Oops, where is it? Okay. The patriarchy. So, if you watch Collision, so there was a number 1 contenders match for the Trios Championships. House of Black versus the Bang Bang Gang. Juice Robinson and the Guns. So, the winners would face the patriarchy at Wembley for the Trios Championships. Now, fun match, but the ending. So, everybody was down. Christian was the special guest referee in a tank top, or turtleneck referee shirt. Hilarious. So, he was doing the 10 count as everyone was down. And then he was up to 7. And then Buddy Matthews gets up. And then Christian just blasts him with a spear. And then continues to count, and he says 10. 10. No one got up, so declared no winners and said that they should face neither of them at Wembley, saying they would face someone else. So, if anything, it makes me only more. Here's the weird thing. Now, with this and the tag team titles. So, it seems very likely now that we're going to get a triple threat trios match at Wembley. House of Black, the Bang Bang Gang, and the Patriarchy. Which I would absolutely be okay with. I would love it. The problem now is, so when you look at the main event of last night, we had the Bucks versus the Acclaimed. Fun match for the Tag Team Championships. So, there's a DQ. FTR costs the Acclaimed the titles by DQ, and Christopher Daniels, the acting, again, we're still going with this, the acting, EVP, Christopher Daniels, announced that on Collision Saturday, we're going to get FTR First Acclaimed. The winners will face the Bucks for the tag team titles at Wembley. Now, I love the Young Bucks. This title reign has not been enjoyable, to be honest. We've seen... Here's the thing. We saw Young Bucks versus FTR last year at Wembley. We've seen it 4 times already, including the ladder match. And we saw Young Bucks versus Acclaimed twice this year. So, I mean, whoever wins, it would feel weird, and you don't want to see a triple threat tag team match, because otherwise, what's with the Trios Championships? I mean, it's an awkward situation. It's just awkward. Then we got a great video package for Bryan Danielson, who again, it's title for his career at Wembley. Swerve Strickland versus Bryan Danielson's career for the AEW World Championship could be Bryan Danielson's last match. But they're starting to play it up, and it was a great video package. Tony Khan got the rights for Tommy Your Life by Green Day. I mean, I always get chills when I hear that song. It's so nostalgic to me. I mean, it was a song for my middle school graduation, and yeah, I still get unique vibes when I hear it. It's just, yeah. So, main event, Swerve versus Will Yuta. Very solid match between the two. In the end, Swerve beat Yuta as expected. Swerve had a hell of a promo to Bryan while on the stage, and while Bryan was checking on Yuta after, Swerve blasted him with a house call kick and to the side head, and then did the yes, not the yes chance, but the yes, Tom. So, I mean, jeez, Swerve versus Bryan. It's going to be fun at Wembley. We know that. It's going to be great. But yeah, guys, that was my thoughts on AEW Dynamite from last night, and thoughts on AEW running Globe Life Field for 2025 in July. Interesting stuff, but yeah, guys, nonetheless, hope you guys enjoyed it. I did, obviously, as well. So, if you did like this video, though, leave a like and a thumbs up. Hope you guys help the channel, help out me, help out everyone. All good. So, thank you guys, and see you guys next time. I made Joe to love, and peace.